Population, just over 25,000. Quiet streets, trimmed lawns, and neighbors who wave from their porches. But on the morning of June 4th, 2019, that silence shattered. At exactly 7:14 a.m., a frantic 911 call came in. A woman's voice, shaky, hysterical. "There's blood everywhere. I think they're dead. My family. Please." Her name? Andrea Vaughn. 35. Married. 2 kids. And now, the sole survivor in what would become one of the most controversial cases in state history. When officers arrived at the Vaughn residence on Pine Ridge Drive, they found Andrea sitting on the front lawn, covered in blood, barefoot, her face blank. Inside, 3 bodies. Mark Vaughn, 42. Ella Vaughn, age 9. Daniel Vaughn, just 6. All found in their beds. No signs of forced entry, no screams, no struggle. 3 clean shots, silenced, precise. One thing was clear. This wasn't random. Andrea told detectives she'd gone out for a jog at 6:30 a.m. Alone. No phone, no witnesses. Came back at 7:10 and found this. But something was off. Her smartwatch, synced to her fitness app, had no GPS activity logged, no heartbeat spike, no distance run. She hadn't jogged. Not that day. When they checked her hands, no abrasions, but faint traces of gunshot residue. Detectives took her in, asked about her husband, about any arguments. Andrea denied everything. "We were happy," she said. But then they found it. An email draft, never sent. Opened the night before. Subject, "Need help." "If something happens to me, check the basement camera. He said he'd make it look like my fault." Andrea claimed she wrote it in fear, that Mark had been acting strange, but she never explained why she didn't send it. Or why, when police checked the basement, there was no camera, just a pile of old Christmas boxes, no footage, no proof. The Vaughns weren't exactly what they seemed. Mark Vaughn had been fired from his engineering firm 3 months earlier. Quietly. Embezzlement investigation. But no charges had been filed. And it wasn't public. Andrea's sister, Michelle, told reporters, "She was afraid of him. She told me Mark was planning something, but I didn't know how serious it was." Andrea had bruises on her arms. A medical record from April said domestic incident, declined to press charges. Still, detectives couldn't ignore the gun in the hall closet, registered to Andrea. All 3 victims, same caliber. That night, she was booked, charged with triple homicide. The town exploded. Half believed she was a monster. The other half, a framed victim. Her mugshot, shell-shocked, blood-streaked, was everywhere. Her defense attorney, a fast-talking former prosecutor named Jonas Bell, came in swinging. "No DNA, no eyewitness, no motive. They want a quick villain." He pointed to Mark's finances, his debt, his silence. But the prosecution had a theory. Andrea wanted out. She wanted custody. She wanted freedom, and she planned it all. That gunshot residue? They said it was damning. The missing camera? A distraction? The email? A staged alibi. Andrea sat in jail for 7 months, until one strange twist turned the entire case upside down. In December 2019, a volunteer archivist at the courthouse, reviewing sealed bank records from an unrelated embezzlement case, found a discrepancy. A withdrawal slip, signed by Mark Vaughn, dated June 3rd, the day before the murders. It was for $15,000 from a hidden joint account. But the signature didn't match. Handwriting analysts were brought in. They compared it to old leases, tax forms, even birthday cards. The signature had been forged. Andrea's defense jumped. If someone forged Mark's signature the day before he died, who were they and why? Investigators reopened a sealed case file. The embezzlement at Mark's company Turns out, it had never been fully dropped. Her name was Leah Mercer, Mark's co-worker, the one who tipped off the firm about his embezzlement. She'd also filed a sexual harassment complaint 6 weeks before the murders. Claimed Mark had been threatening, manipulative, obsessive. No action was taken. Detectives pulled her phone logs. She'd called Mark at 9:17 p.m. the night before the murders, 6 minutes long. Andrea never mentioned that call. When pressed, Leah said, "He wanted money. Said if I didn't help him disappear, he'd take everyone down." Wait, disappear? Detectives revisited traffic cam footage from the night of June 3rd. At 11:44 p.m., a figure is seen entering the Vaughn garage. Hood up, face blurred, no ID. But here's the twist. They weren't alone. Another figure follows, smaller frame, also hooded. Forensics enhanced the footage. 2 people entered, but only 1 came out. At 12:03 a.m., the garage door opened. 1 person walked out, carried something wrapped in black. The camera caught a license plate reflection, partially visible, registered to a 2007 Honda Accord, owned by Leah Mercer. When police searched Leah's car, they found nothing. No prints, no fibers, spotless. But they didn't check the storage unit. Andrea's lawyer did. In February 2020, he petitioned to have a private investigator review the case. The PI, a retired FBI profiler named Clay Morgan, found it. A rented unit. Leah's name. Paid 6 months in advance. Inside, a black duffel, a burner phone, and a .22 caliber pistol. Same make, same model. Ballistics matched the bullets. But here's the punchline. The serial number had been scratched off and re-etched with Andrea's gun registration number. In court, Leah was brought in for questioning. She denied everything until the surveillance footage was shown, until the gun was entered into evidence. Then she cracked, said she was forced, that Mark blackmailed her, that she only helped because he was threatening her. But the burner phone had texts between her and a third party, unknown number, unsaved contact. It's done. She'll take the fall. Make sure nothing points back to us. Who was us? Clay Morgan pulled the metadata from that burner phone. One IP address showed frequent access from a corporate server. Vaughn and Mercer Holdings, a real estate firm owned by Mark's older brother, Daniel Vaughn Sr., a man with no alibi, a silent partner, and $3 million in debt. The real motive? Not custody, not freedom, money, inheritance, silence. As investigators closed in, Daniel disappeared, vanished, left his phone, his laptop, and 1 note, taped to the inside of Andrea's old mailbox. It wasn't supposed to end like this. Detective Priya Calderon stands in the mailbox line. An empty mailbox. Note read, "It wasn't supposed to end like this." Daniel Vaughn Sr. vanished. He left no trace, no ticket, no farewell text. His name vaporized from all lists. Now, he is the most wanted person in Darby. Copy that to all units. Investigators scour his devices. Laptops wiped. But metadata logs show remote access from a dark web node. At 3:12 a.m., 3 minutes after Andrea's smartwatch pinged offline. Coincidence? Detectives doubt it. They analyze his browser history. One site appears over and over, a private mailbox service in San Diego. He set it up the week before the murders. Detectives send a team in San Diego. They raid a storage locker. Inside, boxes labeled Darby, old photo albums, tax records, and a voice recorder, not his, Andrea's voice. Timestamp, May 30th, 2019. "Mark, I can't do this alone. Please, someone's watching." It cuts. No explanation. But now, Daniel's phone, ringing now. They have a hit. Coroner agreed. Bodies exhumed. because a message surfaced. Check the bullet paths again. Match not hers. They X-ray, map trajectories. It's confirmation. Bullets came from outside the closet, where nobody stood before. Andrea had been set up. A phone photos folder, found deep in Daniel Sr.'s things. It shows Andrea, but also another, a blurry figure crouching in the basement. Not her, not Mark, safe until the killer saw. He lowered the camera. He snapped one more photo and deleted it, 10 days before the murder. Daniel Sr. installs a hidden nanny cam, pointed at Andrea's favorite chaise. He wanted protect or to frame, guard or trap. Now the footage, gone. But fragments exist. A timestamp, June 4th, 1:58 a.m. He turned it off then. They trace a burner to a payphone. Call logs show contact with Mark Vaughn at 2 a.m. Once, 5 minutes, then hung up. It's back-channeling. A plan executed. Leah's brought back. New evidence hits. She falters. Daniel asked me to help. He said it would look perfect. Andrea would break. Her voice cracks. She flips papers. I didn't know he'd kill them, detectives murmur. Andrew and Michelle Vaughn, Mark's parents, sit facing Detective Calderon. They confirm Daniel's debt. He stood to lose everything. The inheritance, the farmland. He would look like hero or villain. The next inheritance ride? Investigators unlock Leah's phone again. They find a contact saved. Dad's camera. Under it, a photo. It shows Daniel, but not alone. He's talking to Andrea's sister, Michelle. Midnight picnic, June 3rd. She's holding a wine glass, smiling at him. Now the dots? We cannot yet. Neighbors report seeing midnight lights. Behind Vaughn barn? Family gathering? Or planning? Then Melissa Potter, Andrea's best friend, speaks. She said she was scared. She said her sister had secrets. They decrypt Daniel's recorder. Audio captured. She'll think it's her, but it's us. Another voice, male, low. We'll frame her. The truth? They planned to test Andrea, to destabilize her, until she confessed, but never kill. Detective Calderon connects the dots. Daniel and Michelle? They used Leah as muscle, framed Andrea. But someone wanted to go further. They wanted a murder. Detail-oriented tech replays. The night of June 4th. It shows Leah leaving. Then Michelle. Then the white van arrives. Timeline fits. Someone else? In the shadows, Leah admits. There was another, Daniel's business partner, Richard Hale. He helped orchestrate, and he's still in town, still walking free. The key players are exposed. Daniel, Michelle, Leah. But Richard? He's invisible, framing, hiding, pulling strings. Andrea walks free. But now, everyone's a suspect. Detective Calderon tracks Richard Hale, a local real estate magnate. He's slippery, no criminal record. But connections run deep. His business partner, Daniel Vaughn Sr. A shell company linked to the burner phone. He holds the strings. But why? Undercover unit tails Hale. They catch him meeting Leah at a secluded lot, 3:42 a.m., June 4th. He hands her a recorder, tells her coldly, "Stick to the plan." Call ends. Phone back on silent. Leah detained again. She flips, sobbing. He said Andrea had to crack. The inheritance depended on it. She reveals Daniel and Michelle needed her to plant Draco, the .22 pistol. He paid us all, but it wasn't supposed to kill them. Michelle Vaughn weeps on camera. We thought it would scare her, teach her, not end them. Daniel remains silent, cornered. He asks only, "What about Andrea's recording?" Investigators find hidden files on Andrea's phone. A voicemail recorded, "Dad, Richard, don't do this. I'll go to the bank." She hangs up. Timestamp, 11:59 p.m., June 3rd. Cyber unit raids Hale's server. They recover deleted email threads, plans, plots, liability disclaimers. One stands out. If it spills to Kayla, shut down. Kayla, Andrea's younger sister, another target. They found her too late. Calderon confronts Hale at his office at midnight. He's calm, says, "Business is war." He refuses to talk. Locked office, no warrant. He walks free. But for how long? They better footage. Hale on his phone at 1:02 a.m., June 4th. Location, Vaughn family basement. He was there, in the house. Detectives freeze frames. He stands near the closet where the killers hid. Prosecutors prepare. Charges: first-degree murder conspiracy, felony murder, Leah, racketeering, Hale. Defense PR fires back. Hale is philanthropic. Frame job, no bodies, no witnesses. Kayla Vaughn steps forward, 16 now. She speaks. "I overheard Dad and Uncle talk about letting it play out, but I didn't understand." She testifies about a basement meeting. Faces blurred, but voices. Daniel, Michelle, Richard. Judge pauses. Gavel ready. Prosecutors reveal basement floorboard fingerprints. Hale's on the same wood used to prop the closet door. It ties him to the scene. Michelle breaks on the stand. "I watched him walk in and leave just after midnight." She clams up calls. Daniel looks away. Kayla grips the table. "Justice cresting," Hale testifies. Denies everything. Then they play audio from Hale's phone at 1:02 a.m. Him in the basement. "It's done. Cover everything." Silence. Then, now, we wait. Courtroom gasps. Hale's face drains. His lawyer objects. Judge overrules. Admissible. Hale recovers. That was Daniel's voice. He stumbles. Jurors file out to deliberate. Steel grips courtroom. Andrea's family sobs. Kayla stands firm. Detective Calderon stares at Hale, eyes burning. The jury votes tomorrow. Hale faces decades behind bars. But someone's pulling the strings behind him. Over the past 2 decades, 3 influential families in Darby have vanished. Where did they go? And what did they leave behind? There's one drawer locked in Hale's office. Label KV. Kayla's initials. Is her fate already sealed? Subscribe to this channel to be first to get more crime reveals.